Yo, test 1 2. Dive in Beyond Beats.
Beyond Beats.
Welcome to Beyond Beats, and this is episode 2.
We made
we
it.
Got DYVN and Metic here, and yeah, we are your hosts for Beyond Beats, and welcome to episode 2.
Let's just dive right into it, as we say around these premises here. Dude, I have a funny story to tell, to share. I was working out this morning, and I was this workout app I'm using, and they were playing this EDM playlist in the background.
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm not into EDM, but It was kind of like uplifting, and it was kind of like,
Yeah, for workouts.
Yeah,
great,
it was
actually.
perfect actually. And I was I was way back when into EDM, like when I was like 19 or something. And so throughout the day, I was like, Swedish house Mafia started creeping into my head. I think it was because they just launched this new furniture thing with IKEA, and so they're like,
oh,
here
that's crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy collab. Yeah.
Ubegränsat, it's called. For those who were wondering how it's pronounced, I probably didn't say that perfectly, but it's like somewhere around that.
What are the details of that collab? Like, are they making Swedish House Mafia branded furniture, or like
it's just like
IKEA branded music, or like what is the nature?
Good question. Okay, so for those who don't know at all, it's furniture, not music, for to cover the bases here. And it's like regular IKEA furniture, like super simple. It's kind of like the Kallax shelf, like the one that everyone has with for their records,
Got you.
The one was like lots of squares, but black. Everything's just all black, and it's very much like it's kind of like music influence. So they also made like a record player, like a super clean looking, Scandinavian looking, simple record player. Yep. They made like this shelf that's kind of heightened so that you can put like a turntable on it, so it's high enough to DJ on it, and with the record collection below, because apparently they're aware of people are using it that way. And all of that.
That's cool.
My homie Metic. Oh, that's you.
That's me. They will. Did I have something to do with
my
this?
My other homie. I have two friends. Accurate Beats. He made a really cool video on it. About it on YouTube. Cool. Check it out, everyone.
That's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, so Swedish House Mafia started creeping into my head with their song "Save the World," and I'm like, no, stop. And then I was like, this is actually a pretty good song.
Just embrace it, dude.
Exactly. And I was just like, it brought back so many nostalgic memories. Like I listened to it all the time when I was in LA, like 10 years ago. We were on this road trip to San Francisco, and it was kind of popular back then. Anyways, so I put it on. It just felt so good, and I was like, I want to listen to it again, but I don't want to, because Julia over there, my wife, will think I'm. No, I ended up putting it back on 5 more times, dude.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So that's that.
Hey, that's the power of music and nostalgia, man.
Last week we had the power of sound and smell. Dude,
yeah, exactly. I mean, now that you mention it, I think the last time I heard that song, or that brings back Tomorrowland memories, because I went to Tomorrowland, I think in 2013, I want to say 2013, 2012, and then
right about that time when it was,
they were main stage acts, and like that song was just blasting, and like the lasers were insane. That was one of the like most lasting memories that I have. And
there you go.
It's to that song.
We're gonna put that into our playlist of the week. I wasn't gonna put it in there, but now it's now.
Oh, but now we might as well put it in there like 10 times.
Yeah. like I listened to it today. I also listened to not the regular version, but actually the extended remix. It's like 6 minutes long.
I didn't know that existed.
Now you know.
But that's cool.
Yeah. So peep this week's playlist and watch till the end of the episode to listen, to find out about all the other music we're listening to this week.
Yes, sir.
Yep. But we're not, talking about just music in this podcast. Obviously, this is Beyond Beats. We're going to talk about anything but making music. How was your week, man?
My week's pretty good. I actually had my birthday on Saturday, so that was like a little birthday celebration. So. Nah.
I just officially kept it. Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. I just kept it. Birthdays kind of stopped being a thing for me for quite a few years now. So I just kind of like do it low key.
All goes down after 25.
Yeah, exactly. So I just kind of spent it with my wife and had dinner with some old friends, and just hanging out, chilling, like nothing too crazy. It was one of those dinners where after dinner, we were just like, oh yeah, maybe we'll probably just go home. So life in the mid-30s, it's
at least you went out for dinner. I imagined that dinner being at home already, so
yeah,
I wouldn't even bother to leave the house.
So it was a really good weekend. Just got to reconnect with some old friends and family. Nothing too crazy music wise. It's more just like life happening.
Right. Nice. And that's beautiful.
How about you?
Nothing too crazy either. I mean, we kind of spontaneously bought a new iPhone for Julia. That was pretty cool. Went to the Apple Store, 40 minutes, drove 40 minutes there, spent 20 minutes time there, drove 40 minutes back, but it was kind of fun since I happen to know a couple of people there. So it was really nice to spend some time there, meet some friends. And
which one did you guys end up choosing?
The 14 Pro in the space black color, which is super nice looking.
Ooh. Yeah, the Pro. I'm looking at the Pro and the Pro Max right now. I don't know. I still not pulling the trigger yet, but
yeah, I'm skipping this year. But if I were to choose one, I'd probably go Pro Max because I do spend a lot of time on my phone, just work related. I don't spend a lot of downtime on there, but it's just. So I figure why not get the biggest screen,
so nice.
But also make it a little bit uncomfortable. So I want to put it aside again. So
that's a good point. I don't want to hold that for a while.
Exactly.
So another reason to go max.
Yeah. Psycho manipulating yourself.
Oh God.
Damn. Yeah. No, I got a new tattoo on Friday, which doesn't happen that often these days. I've just gotten another one in August, but before that, it's been 5 years or something since I've gotten any new tattoos. So that was kind of fun. It still hurts. It was on the stomach right here, so it still hurts like hell.
What's the story behind the new tattoo?
I mean, the story kind of is, I'm not getting any younger, so I'm getting my stomach tattooed now. Because it looks better that way. No, I'm kidding. It's I'm gonna show it to you. It probably looks kind of shitty right now, but it's like this staircase with
staircase. Yo, that's really cool.
Like ascending or descending or
going
up the stairs to the unknown. Doing cool shit.
So that's really cool.
Thing.
Did you where'd you get the inspiration? Did you draw it on?
It's like browsing the internet. Oh, this looks cool. Let me get that. Kind of, yeah.
Yo, that's cool, man. I always wanted an arm sleeve, like a John Mayer, kind of like you. Like, what do you have to like a John Mayer type thing? Yeah, that's it. For guitar and stuff,
Yeah.
But
no, that's that inspiration.
John Mayer, totally. It's all John
Mayer. Yeah, other than that, nothing crazy. We've been to the beach, as we usually do it on the weekend or during the week. We've been at the beach yesterday as well. So, always nice to be at the beach. And all of a sudden there were horses. There was just it was a special place. And there were it was super nice view. You can find it on my Instagram. I just posted something, a post about it, a proper post. 'Cause it was so nice. I had to share that.
Dude.
And all of a sudden there were 6-7 horses on this prairie sort of situation, but with the perfect view over the wide open ocean. It was just
right.
And yeah, so that was just incredible.
Dude, it's so picturesque where you live, man.
Yeah. But that was like one of those extra picturesque places, so that was that. And then, you know, and that just working on my EP a little bit more, the one I'm currently working on, and edited our first episode of Beyond Beats. So
dude, it looks great.
Should
Branding,
be out
everything
by now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, not now that we're recording, but now that, obviously, since this is episode number 2. Do you want to dive into the hot sauce, the special topic, the main thing of the week?
Yeah, so I guess episode 2, we're talking about family and fatherhood a little bit. Just for background, DYVN, your father, and our upcoming guest, Fnonose. He's also a father, Martin. And and then I'm sort of like at the age where, you know, this is one of the things you think about, like family planning, all that stuff. So, you know, like I'm looking forward to learning a lot from you guys and how
I'm not sure
fatherhood,
if I have that much wisdom to share yet,
but you know, just how to juggle fatherhood with music, and how that, you know, has it made you sacrifice anything? Has it made you better with say managing time, all that stuff? So, you know, there's a lot to talk about here and a lot to unpack, I think.
Right. Yeah. And for me, the thing I want to talk about a little bit is living in the moment versus, you know, freaking out too much over future plans. That was something that's kind of why I wanted to invite Fnonose onto the show, because we just had a really good conversation the other week, I think, where he brought up some really good points, and I was like, if I ever make a podcast, I want to talk to this guy. And like a week later, we did end up starting a podcast. So,
dude, yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot of good insights on this too.
I guess it's fair to say that we all love what we do, and we all sort of, you know, I couldn't be happier about my job, which is sitting in this very studio, recording music, and releasing it, and hopefully making some money with the music, which usually it does. So that's that.
Hey.
It's a pretty perfect job and a pretty incredible opportunity that I get to call this my job. And we're all in that position. I think all 3 of us today, you know, like just example wise, this morning I woke up, I played 2 chords on the piano, recorded a little guitar melody on the acoustic guitar, called it a day. That was my job. Did like 1 hour of time in the studio, and I was like, all right.
Yeah,
let's go spend some time with my daughter, which, you know, comes in really handy as well, being a dad and having all that time at my hands where I can do both my job and spend time with my daughter on even the same day, you know, which for some people doesn't even work. So that's pretty cool. However, I think it also has some downsides. Like I think any creative freelancer can relate to that. I have such a hard time, you know, living in the moment versus actually enjoying my life.
Right.
Because I feel like in German we say there's this Damocles sword. I don't know if that's an English thing to say. Like this sword that's dangling over your neck and you don't know when it falls down.
Oh,
it's figuratively, not an actual. Yeah, not actual. There's no actual sword. Gotcha. So it's kind of like, you know, I constantly feel like I'm sort of living in this dream reality on the one hand. On the other hand, it's like this bubble could burst any time now, and I'm not sure how long it's gonna last, if it's gonna last for long, or, you know. So it's really hard for me, even though I'm a pretty balanced person. It's really hard for me to sometimes stay in the moment and not to focus too much on any future things to worry about.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I totally understand that that analogy, that expression that you mentioned about the the blade and everything. You know, you never know, like, you know, you never know really how long this is gonna last. All you can really control is you know, I'm just gonna keep doing this until something tells me not to. And Yeah. But you're doing it, man. You're doing it. So, and you're making it work. So that's all that matters.
You personally, you're not worrying about the future too much.
Yeah. I mean, I do, but on a day to day, like I'm very good at, like I'm, like I'm very good at, because I don't have a great memory. Like sometimes with the past, like I get like I look back and I have regrets, but I'm pretty good at like forgetting that and then just focusing on the day to day. And then so the only thing I really have to worry about is like the future and all that stuff. And I don't know. I think I just approach every day. I have a list of things I want to do. Yeah, and same. I just try to check them, and then if I check those items, I'm happy. Like I'm happy for the day. And then if I get stuck on one and I don't finish it all, I won't kill myself over it. Like not like actually
with a sword.
I won't beat myself up too much over it. But like, but yeah, that's all I can control. There's only so many hours in the day, and sometimes things come up. Urgent things, emails and all that stuff. So I try to have a list of things that I want to achieve every day. And then, I have like a list of like long-term goals that I want to like do, that these little things help with those long-term goals. So like so every day, baby steps gets you a little closer to your long-term goal, that type of thing.
I think I approach life pretty similarly. I think that's one of the things, being a dad where things get spicy, because you don't, like before it was pretty easy to check those things because I just know, how long does one of those things take. Usually I'm pretty good about this, and then now it's not as easy anymore. But we could bring on our guest, open up the conversation.
Hello?
Yeah.
Nice.
What's
Hey,
up?
what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm just chilling. Just had dinner with the family, and
Dude,
had to hop on the
great
call.
to see you, man.
Yeah, you too.
I've seen that. I've seen that room in that video we did together. I think it was Second Wind. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, true.
And dude, that's awesome, man. It's great to actually
where the magic. Where the magic happens, right?
Exactly.
How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Life is going great, to be honest. So can't really complain about anything. So yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy every day as much as I can, and yeah.
Which is exactly what we're just talking about on this episode, kind of. To give you a quick rundown, because you have zero info on what we're going to talk about, right? And our today's topic is kind of like, I kind of like throw you into cold water. Sorry about that. We're professionals here. Our topic today is kind of like living in the moment versus, being sort of anxious about the future, and also balancing life, as dads, as both of us are, with, our jobs as music producers / creatives in general, the challenge that might come with it. And in that very moment when we're like talking about that, you were texting me, sorry, man, lots of background noise with the kids and everything. So I was like, this checks out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of things to balance. For starters, it's a new thing to be able to do this full time, which I'm now currently doing for the first time.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. And that's so great. And I know you two had the same thing going on.
Yeah.
So that's freeing up a lot of time, which earlier my only time where I get to make music and produce and stuff was for the late evenings and during the long night hours when I should sleep to get ready for work. So that was kind of a thing you had to sacrifice to be able to do that when you get the full job and family and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's a lot easier to manage your time. But we chatted a bit about this a little while ago, like figuring out that balance between not worrying too much about like planning ahead and having the economic safety and all this, which is a bit uncertain at times, and it's easy to worry about that, and like constantly having to work on music and put out new stuff and
kind of also feel the music, you know, you still got to feel inspired and come up with something that you love time and time again.
Yeah, so at the same time, like finding the balance and enjoying life and the time we have, which is so special and unique, and it can easily get overlooked. And when you're just focusing on the worries or the stuff you're planning ahead, and
totally
sort of that.
How do you juggle I'm asking also because you've been a dad for longer than I have. My daughter is turning 2 next week.
Nice.
How old are you kids again?
I got one son who's 7 years old. Wow. And one daughter who's 1 year now.
Yeah.
So
and you've got 2 as well. I only have
2 as well,
plus a dog.
Yeah,
but
it's like 1.5.
One and a half. And he's a tiny dog, so 1.25 maybe. How do you like, you know, because we were just talking about it before you went on that you know, making like how we kind of plan our daily little plans, you know, like I got to finish up this lead for this track and, you know, respond to those emails, and then something happens, you know, you never know with kids. How do you manage that, this kind of uncertainty being, you know, a father?
It's been a learning process, I gotta say. So for a long time I think I didn't set enough boundaries for my own, like balance, or like putting work in one place and like life and family in another. Things just went really together, like sitting together with my family and answering emails and stuff, and that kind of didn't feel right, but it was a learning process, and like finding out to set boundaries for myself and my time and that kind of stuff. So now I have, like, during the daytime, I try to get everything done and have like a decent plan, but also room for like a creative freedom to like do whatever comes up. But like when the day is over, it's good to like just put it aside and spend time together with the ones you're around, like your family. So I think that's one of the things that have been important for me, like lately, just finding that setting that boundary for myself, because it can easily go
blend together.
Blend together. Right.
Yeah.
I've actually,
so that's one thing.
I think what you said about setting boundaries is it's really important when your life gets to a point where there's more and more different priorities, because I think before we start a family, before everything, when we're just like, you know, just starting to make beats and we're loving it, and it's very easy to kind of, once you get in a flow state and you make something you really like, it's very easy to just keep doing it for hours and hours, and you'll stay up all night and do it the next day and just do it, and then you kind of sink in all this time into it, and you know, some of the best, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like some like really good tracks come out of stuff like that. You just capturing that initial magic, that moment, that flow state, whatever. But what you said about, you know, setting boundaries actually reminded me of this interview. It was an interview of a guy who collaborated with Eminem, and it's Eminem later in life, you know, after he's like a
when he became the real Slim Shady.
Yeah, the real Slim Shady, exactly. Like he's like OG, like old head Eminem. So I forget who the collaborator was, but he was saying how he would get into the studio. Eminem would get into the studio at like set hours every day, never late, like 9 a.m. and then goes to lunch at about 1 p.m. or whatever, comes back an hour later, and then leaves the studio at 5 p.m. Like always. That's all. Like no matter if he starts making something really good, but those are his hours. Those are the boundaries. He leaves the studio at 5, comes back the next day at 9. I mean, those are still like very, like those are full-time work hours, right? But like, it's having those boundaries set, because in the past you would think like, oh, like that magic, oh, what if it's like 4:59 and then you come up with something? No, you know what? I'll come back tomorrow at 9. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we'll make something else. Like, I think just having that mindset, that's something I find a lot in people who, juggle their priorities very well in life, just setting boundaries. So, yeah, I think what you said reminded me of that Eminem story.
Now I'm kind of speaking to myself as well when I'm like, this is the dream scenario and I'm trying to do this as well as I can, but like sometimes it gets blended, but it's a learning process as well.
Yeah,
like figuring stuff out along the way, and I think you need to try stuff out too, like figure out what works for you, and every situation is different. So yeah,
that's true.
Definitely.
Is that the way with you too, DYVN? Like just having like clear hours? Okay, maybe at 4 p.m. or whatever.
100%. Yeah.
Start preparing
it's
dinner.
It's more like I have some hours throughout the day. Like I've got 9 to 11, then 1:30 to 2:30, and then 4:30 to 5:30. So it's like very like, because my wife is also like working on creative stuff, so it doesn't make it easier to like, everyone needs to get their time in the studio here. But yeah, so this is basically how we switch times, and then in between we've got lunch where we both put our phones aside and all of that, kind of like what you said, Martin. It's kind of like, yeah, very much like what you guys are saying, like very much a blend of set hours, in my case throughout the day, and then a little bit of family time here and then in the evenings there's just like, just family time.
Yeah.
And that sometimes of course works better and sometimes it works worse,
Do you guys share a studio space? Like you guys are in the same space when you're both?
This is
that's
like
nice.
Where I sit, and Julia's place there, so it's like we actually share a desk right now. We're like looking to get another desk. Actually, this is our kitchen table, so we're looking to get 2 desks, but that's a whole different story.
It's all about being resourceful. You make do what you have, and then
true.
One question I wanted to ask about you guys is, I'm sure both of you started making beats before you've started a family, right? So after having kids, and has that changed the way you make music? Has that changed the music that you made at all? Like, or your musical progression has been completely separate from what you do in your personal life, starting a family and all that? Or has there been any kind of relationship between the two?
I played music for a long time before I got a family. Right. But and I was planning to like really dive in production and making music around the time where I got a kid, actually. So I became a dad when I was 19, and right around that time, I felt that I had to put the music aside, like grow up and get a real job and all that.
So look how that went.
Yeah, I tried that for a little while, but that didn't end well, like for me personally. But I had to try it out, and so I just felt that yeah, the more I put it aside, the more it just came back to get me. So, but yeah, along the way, I got into production and beat making while I had a child as well. I feel like the stuff I made can be linked to like life. Like I felt like moments in my life where things were really hectic, I kind of got more into the sleepy and calmer music, like kind of finding an opposite pole or something. But now the times are more like things are calmer now that I had more time and stuff, and I get all these new vibes and want to like experiment more with like more energetic stuff. More so upbeat. Yeah.
Shout out to our upcoming songs.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
definitely. So that's of course it's both all the time, but yeah, I feel like there's a different pace in like what do you do and how life is going, I think. Yeah, it's a reflection of something.
How many guitars do you have? Just wanted to, because I checked your videos. You have quite a few. I know you got a J bass. That's probably. Do you have?
Yeah. Let's do a little tour. No.
Yo, yeah, that tone you get out of the J bass is amazing.
Yeah, so I do have like a one main guitar that I had for all the time. I'm not sure how detailed we're going.
Yeah, what kind and what year?
The serial number and that stuff.
Yeah, the serial number.
Yeah, I like one main electric guitar. That's a first act custom guitar.
Oh.
I have like 2-3 like DIY projects that I've built myself just to learn stuff, and yeah,
that's amazing.
I like your face.
Electric, right?
He's like,
yeah. So there's building your own electric or acoustic or?
Yeah, it's electric. So one was like a paint job. It's well like I can show. Just I just painted the finish.
Dude, that's a great.
Yeah,
that's my wife's favorite color. She would love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's really nice. It's like was a building set or something. And I also have like this baritone telly.
Wow.
Which just I bought all the parts like
Dude, that's
and build it and made the finish and everything.
Yo, that's
love it. That was really fun as well. And I have like a bass, decent bass, and one acoustic, just to have like all the possibilities and creative tools when writing stuff.
Steel string on the acoustic or nylon or
steel?
Okay.
Yeah, I want to get one nylon too.
Me too.
Would be really nice. Yeah,
that's really cool though. I didn't know you made two, or you made 2 of your guitars at least. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was also like kind of when life came with a certain situation. That was my response to it, kind of, because
I see.
Yeah, I had a surgery one time and I couldn't work, and I just needed to have one project to work on, and that's cool. Happened. Yeah.
That's a great story. I've never. I'm still the guy that if I need something to do, if I need my frets leveled on the guitar or whatever, I just take it to my nearest guitar store and I just have a guy. I need to.
I can't even hang a picture on the wall. I'm not kidding,
dude.
That's the sad part.
Yo, I just got my first drill like 3 months ago. It's such a it's really sad.
I bought one, but it's not for our walls, so it doesn't work. Like half a year ago.
And here's Martin just like making everything on his own. Just putting us all to shame.
He's been a dad for longer than we have.
That's true. That's true.
So that's
why.
I think we got to wrap things up.
Okay.
Quite soon, because I also actually got to wrap it up. Off camera. because my wife's coming back soon.
Hey, setting boundaries. This is,
Yeah,
part
there
of
you
what
go.
we learned.
Wow.
It was one of the main lessons from this podcast.
I was gonna cut this
yeah.
out, but here we go, leaving it in.
Hey,
Before we kick you out like that, I always got like this quick rundown of a couple of how do they called? Rapid fires.
rapid fire, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Metic is an expert at rapid fire. He always gives the fastest answer. Let's see if you can top him. It's really about unoverthought, quick answers. So when at home, do you listen to music on headphones or speakers? It's super easy questions.
Both. It's like 50-50, I think.
50-50, okay. What are the first 5 things you do in the morning, bathroom breaks excluded?
Get dressed, drink coffee, make lunch packs.
Nice.
Yeah, get my kids ready.
Yeah, got one more.
It's okay, Martin, because I think excluding bathroom breaks is such a big part of the morning. Like,
bathroom break. Okay.
I think bathroom break is
I was only thinking about brushing my teeth, but that's kind of a bathroom
That's
break,
fine.
I think.
That's fine.
Hey, that's it.
Metic, you left that out last week, just saying.
Yeah,
Very suspicious.
I need to start
Usually leaving that out.
So, next question. You're moving. The apartment is completely empty and you're only allowed to take one thing. What are you taking?
Computer.
Oh, that's the same answer as Johnny did. Yeah. Okay. What keeps you up at night? Like, what's your like biggest fear? What you're most scared of?
Oof. You said you needed to wrap this up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we have time for this. I don't know if we have time for this.
Okay, we're gonna skip that
Yeah.
Like, that could go. That could go.
I fall
a while.
asleep really fast.
No.
So, non-issue, I think.
Got you. Cereals, milk first or cornflakes, or since you're Scandinavian, oatmeal first.
Yeah, oatmeal first, milk last.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have asked you to come on the pod. Monsters. No, we're not judging here. And then we do a quick game of word association. So one person says one word. Metic has the honor of starting this week. So you can think of a word while I'm explaining, and then you say a word that you associate with it. Then I say a word. Then it comes back to Johnny, and we each say, let's say 3 words.
Gravity.
Space.
What are they called? UFO.
Oh. E.T.
Ooh, movies.
Star Wars.
Back to space.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Movies again.
Not. This was so hard. Yeah, we're still going.
Yeah.
Okay. Sci-fi. Not my thing.
Okay, not my thing.
I don't know.
Grapefruit. I actually have a song called Grapefruit.
I know,
really
bittersweet.
like
Cool.
So,
That was the name of your EP with
Christopher Eichmann.
It was a grapefruit themed EP. I remember.
We're ending here
with
just to release everyone from their pain.
It was so much harder than I thought.
Yeah. Dude, thank you so much for spending time with us.
I know, man.
It's been really nice to have you and sharing your life.
Life.
My brain is kind of taking a dump right now because it's the word association game always fries my brain.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me as well and inviting me on this groundbreaking new podcast. So that's it was a big pleasure to finally talk to both of you who I've actually worked on or worked with on stuff.
Yeah,
So that's really cool.
Too,
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah,
but
so thanks for having me as well.
As you can tell, we're clearly podcast veterans. But just thanks again for coming on, even though we're just starting out and and sharing your stories, man. Yeah. Beyond Beats, episode 2, first guest, Fnonose.
Yeah, first timer as well on podcast, so jumping into new things. So that's exciting. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. See you.
Bye-bye.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was really nice. First guest. I didn't know it was like gonna go that smooth, just inviting a guest over. It always looks so smooth on other podcasts, but I always wonder. And then this morning I was like, wait, how do we even do that? And so I was freaking out once again. But here we go. The music part. We've got one last part left, and that's the music of the week. We need like a jingle for that. Music of the week or something.
I guess we'll end episode 2 of Beyond Beats with each of our music recommendations for the week. I guess I can kick it off. I don't really have a particular track that I want to share today. It's more like a 5-song EP. It's the album. It's a live album that Yusuf Days did at Joshua Tree like a few months ago.
Nice.
I think Selection, it was presented by Selection, so a lot of people have probably heard about it. I was pretty late to the party, but I still want to share it.
I heard about it, and I love Selection.
Yeah, so I mean, for people, there's so much going on. Like, it's very hard to like catch things as they come out. But so it came out a couple months ago, and it was Yusuf Days, and I think Elijah Fox was on the keys, and I think it was Rocco Palladino on the bass. I'm not sure, so don't. Oh yeah, I think it was Rocco Palladino on the bass. So yeah, it's a crazy all-star band.
Nice.
And not only, if you want to experience this, you could do it on Spotify, but I would probably recommend watching they did a full video on it on YouTube, and with Joshua Tree in the background as a backdrop. For those that don't know, Joshua Tree is a desert in California, and it's just got all this like crazy landscape. So and I think the album, the few songs that they did are, as you can kind of tell, like with Yusuf Days' work with Tom Misch and stuff, like it gets a little psychedelic, and it really kind of challenges you, like, close your eyes, delve into your imagination type thing. And
nice.
They definitely do it again here in this EP, but with different instrumentation. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Sweet. Cool. What's like one track that you like particularly much? Although
Odyssey.
It's hard to...
Yeah, track 2, Odyssey, yeah.
Okay, sweet. So that's going to be in our playlist. By the way, just to latch onto that really quick, Joshua Tree, you've also been there in you released a song with my record label, Musa Records, in February.
Oh yeah,
so
totally.
And that was inspired by Joshua.
Thanks for linking that,
right?
So my first release with your label, Misa, was a song called Thought Bubbles.
Yes.
And
Thought Bubbles, yeah.
It was partly inspired by my trip to Joshua Tree this time, or end of last year, just with some friends, and we took in all the desert vibes and the psychedelic vibes, and I just kind of like transformed it into a lo-fi beat type thing, and it gets amazing. Gets a little smoky, gets a little psychedelic. Yeah, definitely indicative of the type of time that we had there.
On the playlist.
Oh yeah.
So my recommendations are very K-Tronada focused, and that's like totally unrelated. Like I found this EP by Joyce Rice called, I don't know the name of the EP, but the song's called Iced Tea, and it's produced by K-Tronada. And then another song I listened to this week was by K-Tronada and Her. It's called Intimidated, and it's kind of funny because my wife's doing this online class, like a video class thing that actually, like songwriting, and Her is actually, hosting the class. So, Her, like Her, the R&B singer. So that was kind of like a fun connection, and then both songs are produced by K-Tronada. So, that's that. Then I found this, like, I don't know where I found it, but this rap, like UK rapper called Saint, but with like a accent over the E. So it's like Saint, I guess. I don't know. And the song is called Organic Growth. That's the one I liked most on his most recent record. And I just saw he did like a thing with Apple Music this week. So apparently he's, buzzing in some way.
Oh, one of those like Zane Lowe interviews or something?
I'm not sure if it was on Zane Lowe, but definitely I think it was an Apple.
But another Apple Music
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, and finally I got my own song, Slow Down, Take a Breath, just released this week. I don't usually want to like self-plug too much on this pod, but I really like that
rules.
Song. And there's no rules.
Okay, there are
rules.
some.
There's no rules.
Okay.
So yeah, that's just. I think it's a great tune. I think you should really listen to it.
Yes, can't wait for this week's playlist. Actually,
cool, dude. That wraps up episode number 2.
Hey.
And actually, I'm just a talking voice now because my camera just died. So you may head them out.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of Beyond Beats. We look forward to having more guests in the future episodes, and we want to thank Martin again, Fnonose, for coming on, for being the first ever guest on Beyond Beats episode 2.
That's historical.
Very historical. So yeah, once again, that wraps it up for episode 2. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Thank you from Spooky Ghost.